Hey, good morning, and welcome to another morning coffee and chat show. This morning, I didn't really, I picked. You see the topic that I pick here, and it's what are you doing this weekend? So, see if we can get some conversations going on that. I'd like to hear what you do on your weekends, and I understand that maybe not everybody's weekend is exactly the same every weekend. I know mine hasn't been. Vary from going out on bike rides, going to a bike race. Well, the bike racing is the season has pretty much come to an end for a bike race, but it's whether I'm going to be doing some house chores, some work, some much needed projects that I'm behind on, or um, but before I get into mine, let's see who shows up, and let's talk about your weekends. What do you want to do about? What are you going to do? You going to relax? You going to kick back? You going to do some chores? You going to go hang out with family, take off for the weekend before the really cold winter weather comes in. Um, or maybe you got to work. You know, some people that just have to work on the weekends. I wish Twitch would do a little bit of like what YouTube would do and allow you to put comments down like in the bottom of the video or the VODs or continue comments in some capacity. And maybe it's there. I don't see it, so I don't think it's actually something that they do. But I'm curious. I've been working on redesigning some of the logos that I use, and if you've been around my stream at all, and not that I'm super popular here on Twitch or anything, but I've incorporated some of those new logos into my stream and started putting them in different locations. Whether it's on YouTube or my Twitch. Can't think of all the places I've had to put it at. Facebook, Facebook gaming, Facebook streaming. So I started putting this logo everywhere. A little bit of a different design on it. I changed the direction of the lightning bolt and kind of basically reversed it, and a little bit different look, but sort of the same concept. So if you kind of, and let me see if I can find a, let's see here. I think I may have, no, I didn't use it there. All right. Well, at some point in time, I'll bring it back up. Trying to remember what scene I may have actually put the logo on. Yeah, let's see. I don't think I want to do that one. I don't want to do that one. All right. Well, I guess I didn't put the other logo in, but if you've seen the logo on some of my stuff, it's the three circles with a lightning bolt, and that so the three circles is what represents karma. And if you've done any searching on symbols for karma, there's a lot of different symbols. There's one symbol that's just a single circle, usually some sort of a brush circle. Karma, things that you do, or vibrations, or whatever energies you put out into the world, those things usually circle back to you. Karma, whether it's negative or good. You and then you also, there's the one, I forget what it's actually called, but it's some sort of like a mesh uh, symbol. Gosh, I wish what I don't remember what it's called, and I don't want to Google it right now. But So there's that other version, and I've also seen the version where they tend to use the yin and yang symbol for karma, which I don't think is really a true representation of the meaning of karma. Um, and then you find that other symbol where it's essentially a set of three spirals uh, going into like three circles, basically. So, but what I've done is I've taken that concept and just made three interlocking circles, and that represents karma. Because there are sometimes where you'll see that for the symbol of karma, they'll just put three circles on it. So that's what the circles are on the logo, and where the power comes in. And as you could maybe see by the pictures in my wall here, my background, lightning scenes are probably the most my most favorite thing. I love pictures, images, or even the monsoon seasons here in the desert Southwest, where skies are just full of lightning, and then I have plenty of lightning. I have another one over on my wall that you can't see, and there's some others that are just put away that I just don't have room to put up. So the lightning bolt is what represents power because it's an extreme force, uncontrolled force. Um, so that's what the lightning bolt on there is for. So that's where I kind of get the idea of power and karma, power karma, and it's just a term that I've used for years. In fact, the actual domain name Power Karma, it's a domain name that I have owned for, I don't even know how long I've owned that domain, probably 25 plus years or so. Um, anyway, so that's so a little bit on the new logo. Had it redesigned. Was playing around with some of the coloring, and now I'm starting to integrate that into to different places here on the stream. And I thought I would just use the words Power Karma rather than the logo. I'm still trying to fine tune that logo as far as the color of it, so that it actually works well in this dark setting that I like to use. So I may have to work on a little bit slightly different version of that logo so that it will fit here. And that's probably why I didn't use it. Um, So, anyways, that's a little bit about the logo, but let's try to get back on the topic of what are you doing this weekend. So, if you are here and you just want to start chatting, what's up? Already fix? I think I got that right. I still got to get. I got to do one or two things. Try to figure out how to adjust the text of my screen so that I can read. Some of these names that come across here. It's not that I have totally bad eyes. I just want to take a quick glance, make sure I did get that right. Artifix, what's up? What brings you by? What are you doing this weekend? And if you don't mind, I'm going to go quickly pop on over and check out your profile. Do you stream at all? Doesn't look like it. Just got back from the pub, so you must be in the other side of the world from me here. Australia. Yeah, I have a few people I know in Australia. Not that I personally know them or anything like that. They just happen to be social connections through the how do I talk about this here? So the clothing company that I'm a representative or sponsored by, the racing brand. Um, they have a branch out there, and so I do know a few cyclists out there that wear that brand. So you say it's Friday night. It's funny. It's like I have to get used to that. Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that here because you're asking me what's time. What's the time for you? So it's 5:40 in the morning for me. I usually do these shows here in the morning before I kind of start my work day. Um, but so you say it's Friday night and you just got back from the pub. So does that mean you were already out all night and this is sort of like 2 a.m. for you? Is that what you got there? 2:22? Is that 2200 or 2 a.m.? 10:47. Okay. Now, now I shouldn't do this here, but if I've automatically got so many questions in my mind. So to me, when you say you just hit the pub and you're coming home, I guess maybe people that and it's been a while since I've gone out, to the bar. We call it bars and not the pubs. Uh, it's been a while since I've been, out on a Friday night, hit the bars or whatever. But 10:47 seems kind of like an early night. It seems like I kind of remember kind of hanging out, till almost the place closed down, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, and then you're going to IHOP, which for us was like a 24/7 breakfast place, trying to get some food in your belly from all the alcohol you've consumed. I gotcha. Pub crawl. That's a new term for me. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm not, I say this often and I don't, um, I'm not really popular here on Twitch. I do get some people that stop in and I do this here. I think I do this more here for my enjoyment and to kind of keep my online presence and continue to practice on my social skills, even though I don't, this is not out in the public social. Um, but what brought you by here? How did you find me? I guess is the question. And then I got another question for you. If you get around to that question, I hear you. Yeah. Okay. Well, you found me, and when I first came to Twitch, um, gosh, when did I get on Twitch? I think it was a year ago. Obviously during the height of the pandemic, so maybe a little about a year and a half ago. I was really trying to just figure it out. back then, trying to familiarize myself with the technology and things like that. And forgot where I was going with this here. Oh, okay, I know where it's going. What I would purposely do, and Twitch has changed the settings on this here, but I had someone that found me when I was on Twitch in my early days, before I even had my first 10 followers, and I was chatting with someone on there, and I asked them that question, how they found me. But what they told me, what they did is they would go through and change the setting so that it would find the least amount of viewers, and they would go watch those streams instead of the highest number of viewers at the top of the screen. And I haven't looked in a while, but I know that uh, last time I tried looking for that, so I went to a particular category. I can't remember what game it was, and that option is no longer there. So you now have to scroll to the bottom to find the Twitch streamers that have one or two viewers on there. So, anyways, I'm rambling on about that. That's great. Well, Jenny, how are you doing? I've been watching your stream quite a bit lately. I don't get in there and chat with you a whole lot, but I just want you to know I do pop into your session quite a bit. Yeah, yeah. So you are one of the people. So you actually jumped onto my stream a year ago, and then I came on over to follow yours. So yeah, I actually do jump in there quite a bit. Today's great. It's Friday, as I learned from my daughter. Um, thinking like that's a new word, but it's Friday. Yeah, it's been a heck of a year. I'll tell you that. I'm looking forward to today. I wasn't sure I was going to do this coffee and chat session today. I told my wife that I was going to try to put these coffee and chats on a regular schedule, just put them up so that way I'm kind of committed to doing these because I do enjoy them. I do like some of the conversations that come up, and I started a Discord channel as well. So I'm going to eventually kind of explore that where I can have some people in and actually talk live to them and have those conversations up here. So that's another area where I'm kind of headed. Um, but I'm gonna do a little bit more with these coffee and chat sessions. I wasn't gonna do this one here today because I do have some things coming up with work. I do every Friday for the last 10 months. I've been doing a leadership series with some of our organizational leaders, um, and so I'm looking forward to that today. So Jenny, there's another person here on the chat, Artifix, found me here. He's from Australia, and he was doing some pub crawling as he so stated. So Artifix, if you want a good channel to watch, Jenny here's great to it's great to watch her stream. So what are you doing this? My topic is what are you doing this weekend? what do you got going on this weekend here in Artifix? I never got around to asking you that question. Excuse me. Yeah, Artifix. I hadn't even fired it up this morning here. I don't even remember what I did with it. So what I need to do is I need to update my profile so that I can get that um, published on my profile, so that way people can join it. I just set it up. I had somebody actually here from that follows me here. He's a gamer here on Twitch. I knew nothing about Discord, so he came on in, set it all up for me, set up my channels and everything. Really cool guy. He's out of the UK. He owns uh, a chain of high end Chinese cuisine restaurants, and he's a gamer. Yeah, Jenny, we have talked. I know what the rag beret is. Yep. All right. I tell you what. Let me fire that up. Go grab a link. I'm not sure. I might jump in there. Bear with me just a sec while I try to fire some of this here up. All right, here it comes. I'm going to post it in my chat. You got to bear in mind, I'm a bit of a Discord newbie. I've figured it out some. I actually did a stream the other day. I connected with a friend that I haven't talked to or ridden bikes with in over 35 years, and we got online, did a Twitch ride, not a Twitch ride, a Zwift ride. So we rode virtually because he lives in another state now, and we got on Discord so that we could talk, and uh, we rode for about an hour and a half together, just talking about what happened after. I think we parted ways when we were 18 years old, because we used to race bikes as juniors, and we parted ways. I went in a bit of a different direction. He went on to pretty much race bikes professionally over in Europe, and later came back from Europe, became a head scientist of molecular biology of a local hospital here, and has since retired. And so we spent a lot of time on that ride, just catching up and things, talking about his younger sister who passed away, early. She was very, very young, passed away when, I think, when we were both like 18 or 19 years old. And then we talked about my other friend, which, there were three of us that we rode uh, bikes together, race. We did everything together. We cruised, we raced, we rode our bikes everywhere. And I had to give him the sad news that our friend Robert had passed away in a very, very sad situation and how he passed away. So it was great just catching up with him and talking about racing. And the interesting thing about catching up with him is that he quit racing. So when he went over to Europe and raced professionally. So I don't remember exactly how long he raced, but pretty much when I turned 18, 19, I quit racing altogether, quit touching the bike period, and just went off a different direction. Same with him. When he came back from Europe, he never touched his bike again. So interestingly, I need to go get another cup of coffee. Uh, he just got back into bicycle racing in 2018. I just got back into bike racing in 2010. So here we are. We both used to race formally together, and now we're both back into the bicycle racing scene as they call masters, which is a certain we're both in our 50s, and masters categories racing bicycles once again. So, anyways, I know I'm rambling here. Let me go back and read some of these comments here. All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab another cup of coffee. I did post the link to my Discord there. I hope that it came across here. Let me look at my iPad here. According to my iPad and what I see here, it looks like the link got posted there. So okay, artifacts. So thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure if you're saying you've joined the Discord because I don't see anyone in there. Again, I'm a newbie to this here, so um, really just still trying to figure it out. But I'm definitely gonna. Oh no, you didn't join. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'd love to learn more about it sometime. The guy that helped me set it up, he set up all the channels and showed me how to kind of move around. He set me up an AFK section and even a private section. So if I do need to move into that channel and need to speak to people here on Twitch, um, yeah, he kind of walked me through and explained it through me. The bottom line is I just got to fire it up and get a little bit more used to it. Yeah, I do. Let me go grab a cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. So if I see you in there when I come back, I'm currently sitting in uh, the coffee and chat section in my channel there. So yeah, if you got a few minutes to show me some other things, that'd be great. But I'll be right back. I got to go get another cup of coffee. I got to look at the time too, because I got to prepare for that leadership series that I got to teach this morning here. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna put this here on pause for just a bit. All right, got to take myself off mute there. I am back. Um, let's see here. I don't want to say your name here publicly here, but that's I think that's you, huh? How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, you've got like mm, five, you've got five voice channels and then text channel
Yeah.
within the server. So I like when the like through that Discord link,
Mm-hmm.
that just makes you join the server. It doesn't actually like put you in a voice channel or anything.
Oh. So can I? So is it? So if I
Like
want to send
when I
someone straight to coffee and chat, I gotta. Is there a way to grab that
they
link?
have to manage they that and then they would that voice channel like within this server.
Okay.
I can show you if you click on I don't know if it's but if you click on my name in coffee chat. See how it says live next to that? Click on my name, see how it says live?
Yeah.
I'm going to click and that should go.
Oh wow, this is cool.
So you have they join just like join this greater server. And if you're in a bunch of different servers they show up. But when I join, I just automatically I join the server um, this like line list. I'm putting this line list here. But I'm not actually in a voice channel. For me to join that, you just click and then you manually join that. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you want to do what I'm doing down here, you can go share your screen, and then there's an option to either share your entire the like whatever at any time what your computer is streaming. However, you won't really get audio. There are specific applications. If you needed to like get audio, specific application, we needed to show much that, and that would share a specific application.
Okay.
If you go down to like where my cursor is, click share screen, come up with options. It'll be like I think screens and applications. And I think there might be two tabs.
Yeah.
So I do screen, but they're like several. Like if I go to my desktop, see that like the everything and anything that is on my computer. But then if you go just applications, that would share just
Okay. I got you. Yeah.
then you've got a live channel here. Locked.
Yeah, he so the guy that kills some time over here, he created that one so that if I needed to just go in and be able like instead of muting my microphone, move into that channel if I'm talking to someone on my game or something like that.
App. Like if the server gets deep, sit in that one, and that means, and then someone can just like I could go in here and wait and drag me into that voice channel.
Yeah. That's what
But
he said.
otherwise, if it's not live, anyone can server in that live channel and start speaking.
Yep. And then he made me so I just so now that you're sharing your screen, um I can see that you don't see. So he created me one that's called private that sits right below the live that you can't see.
Yeah.
So I
So I
can
can
go
just
in there.
I'm like an admin.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you can have like the admin to be able to see that.
I
And
see.
that's the same with like people. That's the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
if you go and that live channel, and then I'll be in this is like you see on the left here, you'll see me in chat, drag my profile picture into live,
okay.
and that should tag me there. So you see that one, and that's how you would do it.
Okay.
If you wish to attend the meeting,
Now,
image, drag them in.
so with when I did that though, I lost the
Yeah,
you're
because
not
that's, it's like just when you that that that's like if I was to disconnect change my
gotcha. Oh, that's really
yeah,
cool.
but yeah, like got this.
So what this reminded me of is my company uses Teams,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and this is exactly what I use for our leadership series, where you're sharing screens and everything, and or share the application things. It's
Yeah, it's
so yeah,
kind of like yeah, Mike is that one of it. That one um yeah, hearing other people listen.
gotcha.
And that is pretty good. And like pin messages and stuff up here. Like if there was a specific message general pin do that.
Now, would that be different than the rules? Like a
I would with that I would just right now have to actually fight it in one right. So in that instance I would just yeah, I would just pop it there. And then you can set up with like get like invite these and pretty much set up so actually like ping them so like read stuff like that.
gotcha. Okay, give me one sec
If
here.
there's something
Hey, I am Ruby. Hola, I'm not totally ignoring you. I'm getting some help here from Artifix is helping me out with Discord here. Welcome to the channel. Oh,
yeah, that's pretty much how that's pretty much what you really need at this stage.
okay.
If there's like if it gets big that you need to like actively manage, you can like invite these people have made like active like
Okay.
someone send them a message that's like read like that.
Now, are the bots something built in, or you got to go? Is that a
You
plug-in or
pick
something?
making it, and it's like invite them to they're like a basically you go on the website. Like if I look up a like what like there's one like this like go to a website like this and go add to this
Hang on a sec. I'm not even
invite
watching your screen here, and you're trying to show me something here. Okay, I see.
that's it. Yeah, they play
Okay,
just like then you go add to this and then it brings up this like inviting yeah, they as a like pretty much as a user they just have commands but that's pretty much the extent at this time to go. But if at least if you want to have someone in sit in the live channel and say to the person and I'm so
okay,
that's pretty much it at that point in time at this point in time.
okay. Wow, that's really cool. I appreciate the instruction there. I learned a lot just in that, and I think having the familiarity with Teams as like that's a
Yeah,
daily for me.
it's,
It's
the same yeah
exactly the same.
these is like yeah
So do you? I take it you use. So you don't Twitch or you don't game. What do you use Discord for? If you don't mind me asking.
I do
Oh, okay.
Like I just
Okay.
like I mean they have made certain like games
And there's a
like I just other
and there's a lot of people that I mean, I game too as well. I mean, I play Call of Duty and some other stuff, and it seems more common that people are using Discord for communicating with their teams rather than the built-in comms on the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's if they're like they're playing but they will like if they were gonna play with that they just not together, then they didn't have to worry about actively game.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That's about it. That's pretty much the Discord that you work pretty nicely.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking your time and showing me that here.
Take a shit. You know, off the time, but
No problem.
I'll be in it, I guess.
Yep. You have a good evening and get to bed. All right, chat. I'm back. I'm sorry, but not trying to ignore everybody here. But I had somebody come in. Artifix came in, and I'm kind of a newbie to this whole Discord thing, and showed me a few things that are highly valuable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to figure out uh, Discord and figure out how to actually incorporate it into my stream here for these chat sessions because I would actually love to talk to some people rather than just reading, a lot of the text that's going through here. So, anyways, let's get back to our chat here. Let's see who's still here. I am Ruby. Are you still around, Jenny? What are you all doing this weekend? Maybe everybody's out and about and off and looking at other streams. I know I tend to do that. And let me fix my Discord over here. I had to move my Discord to this other screen so I could actually see um, the screen share that Artifix was showing me. Okay, so when does your show get started here? I'm gonna have to jump in for a little bit. And that's one thing I tend to do is I usually kind of scroll through all the people that I follow and just go pop in the different streams and check them out. 40 minutes, okay. Yeah, in 40 minutes, 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'll probably pop in there for a little bit. I do got to get ready for my actual real work day in the leadership series that I'm teaching. Um, so at work, I've started out a new leadership series. We called it LEAD, LEAD, for leaders engaged in dynamic. And we so so we're I work for a very large company. We're the largest transportation company in the U.S. and we've taken our different leaders that are spread out through the U.S. There's about 55 of them, and we divided them by four, and we assigned them to a particular week of the month. So divided 4 weeks in a month. So there's 12 to 14 leaders assigned to each week. And so every month we cover one topic. So the very, very beginning of the year, back in January, we started out with the topic of trust. Now, the reason why we divided these 50 leaders into four groups is because we wanted a smaller, intimate setting so that we can have formal discussion on that topic. So rather than myself being the instructor, the expert on the topic, what I would do is I would have what we call a guest leader, somebody else in the organization, maybe another director or a VP, uh, and I would give them the script of what we're going to cover on that topic, and basically give them three sort of standard can questions. So the can questions are designed to first of all get them to define that topic. So the topic of trust. What does trust mean to them, and what do they think about that topic? And then the next question is to get them to talk about some of their successes of building trust or trust culture or trust relationships, whatever it is, whether it's personal or professional. And then the third question is designed to get them to think about times um, where maybe trust wasn't so great, and what was that situation, and what would they do differently about that. And then I try to facilitate questions from the other leaders to get them engaged with that leader to either make comments or ask questions about that. So rather than one person being the instructor, being the expert on that topic and teaching we get everybody having a conversation about that, where they get to talk about the problems in their facility, maybe some of the trust issues they're having with their employees, and what they can do, and what has this person done to be successful on that thing. So anyways, we're all the way down to our 10th and final month. It was a 10-month series, and this final topic is mentoring. So we've taken all the topics that we've done through the years, from trust, communication, dealing with conflicts, being organized, and on and on, 10 topics, to the final topic is now mentoring. You know, now so what are you doing to mentor those people in your facility? Teaching is ongoing. You're always teaching and instructing, but what does the mentoring actually look like? Do you have any one or two people in particular that you invest a great deal more time um, in helping them with their skills and such to grow in the organization? So that's what I'm working on, or will be working on for today. Hello there. I don't think I've ever seen a name like that before. Quote me if you violated if quote me if violated TOS. How are you doing today? Well, today is it's Friday. What are you doing this weekend? That's what our topic is. But we've actually been talking about a lot of other things as well. I'm pretty dynamic and can allow the topic to go any direction. We've talked. So I've had a friend here. I'm going to call him a friend. Artifix actually came in, and we chatted. He jumped into my Discord and kind of gave me a walkthrough and instructed me through um, how to actually make my Discord work better. And Jenny here, we're kind of going back and forth a little bit about our history and how long we've followed each other, and a little bit about Rag Bray and her show and my show. But the topic is Friday. What are you doing this weekend? you know, I'd have to say that when you talk about weddings there, so I guess you're going to a wedding this weekend here. Um, yeah, weddings aren't so great, are they? I mean, that should be a celebration of life, but I'd have to say many of the times I've gone to the weddings, it wasn't really an enjoyable time, was it? Not trying to be negative about weddings, but I don't know that any wedding I've ever attended is like, woohoo! No, this is a blast. Yes, it is. I'm going to take it you're from overseas or another part of the world again, which Artifix, who I think has left already. Um, he was the first person that popped in my chat this morning, and he was is from Australia and was doing some pub crawling. I'm actually I like that term now, pub crawling. So Singapore, nice. So it's morning here, which is hence why I call it morning coffee and chat show. So is it evening for you there? I'm sorry, I should kind of I think I geographically have a good understanding of what's going on in the world, but I imagine it's evening time for you, right? 8:30 p.m. All right. So what? So besides the wedding, you have anything else exciting going on? And also, just a quick question on the 8:30 here. Um, Not trying to pry here, but 8:30 is usually close to my bedtime. Is so you hanging out more for the evening there? Is this what you do in your evenings? Is checking out some Twitch streams? No, I don't sleep at 8:30, but I'm just thinking at 8:30. By that time, I'm usually sitting on the couch in my bedroom watching TV, and I'm trying not to fall asleep by 9 o'clock, and try to force myself to stay up to 10 so that I get the right amount of sleep. Because if I go to bed too early, then I'll be up really early. No, it's not a full time thing. I do it strictly out of hobby and the enjoyment of communicating with others and finding out what other people are doing. So I have a full time job. So yeah, no, I don't. I will. I don't think this year will ever be. And I don't want to say ever. I think those are strong words. I try not to ever use the words ever and never. Those are very very strong words. And uh, my wife has encouraged me to try to jump back into doing these coffee and chat sessions because since I've gotten back into them a couple of weeks ago, I've had some really good conversations with people on many, many topics. And because I can talk about almost anything, from leadership development, learning, cycling, fitness. By nature, I'm a mechanic for most of my life. So I can talk about anything from car repair, truck repair, diesel engine repair, home repair, electrical repair, computers, programming, web development. There's a lot of experiences in my life, and I can talk about a lot of those things. Jenny, I think you, if, of all people, I think I don't know if you actually are doing this full time or making this here a source of a job. but I think you definitely have a great show, and by all means, I think you can be successful at doing this here on Twitch as a full time job. Tech engineering industry. So I'm actually, yeah, I follow. I hear you, Jenny. I'm going to be coming by your stream today, and I've got a bit of a. I'm going to have a bit of a surprise for you. So I got to make a commitment to join your stream today. So, quote me, um, tech engineering. So I'm not really in the tech engineering industry. I'm more in the transportation uh, industry. I work for the one of the largest trucking companies here in the U.S. But I just have a very diverse background of technical things. Because at an early, I mean, I've been one of these people that all my life I was one of those kids that took things apart. So if I had a toy or some sort of electronic gadget, I was taking it apart and trying to figure it out how it worked. Um, I think when I was 12 or 13 years old, I got my first. It was called the TRS-80, I believe. That was when the little computer that you program QBasic on, and you stored the code on a cassette tape, and of course you plugged it into your 19-inch black and white TV to play the games that you programmed on your little cassette tape. So I've been dabbling in stuff, electronics, programming, all my life, just dealing with that. And then the mechanical thing just came around from in my college days. Uh, Stuff was always breaking, so I had to fix my car. And so eventually turned into working into different bus shops and working on stuff. And then I was also going to college for a degree in Christian education and theology, and then at the same time I got into web development and designing websites, learning PHP, HTML, JavaScript, things like that. So yeah, just over time I've just accumulated a lot of things that I've put together into my current job, which is leadership and development. Um, so teaching technical training, teaching basically mechanics how to fix a truck from bumper to bumper, but also organizational leader development. So tech engineering, what I guess if I can ask, what specifically do you do um, there in Singapore? 3D printing scientist. That sounds metal 3D printing. Oh wow, that's really cool. I saw I was on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter last night, and I'm not sure what product they were using, but it was a time lapse video, and they were printing a boat, bolt. I can't even say the word boat. Boat hull. Um, Huge. So are you printing? I don't know. I want to say that it had to be some sort of a plastic resin of some sort of a, I don't know what all materials they can actually do 3D print. Um, some sort of a, I'm going to sound fancy, but saying some sort of polycarbonate or something. I really have no idea. I'd have to, I should go find that. I probably wouldn't be able to find it now. So um, are you doing more the programming engineering aspect of it, or the end user actually printing? I guess I'm not sure how that industry works there, but and are you doing small scale stuff or large scale things? I guess is another question. I'm going to see if I can find that here really quick, and I'll bring it up if I can. Okay, I got you. Okay. Yep. Yeah. CNC machining. Now I'm gonna quickly pull up. I think I found it here, so I'm gonna go to my Twitter page here. Oh, here we go. I'm so used to. I know where the search function on Twitter is on the phone, but I couldn't find it on the computer here. So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen here really quick, and I can drop the link in here. You maybe you could tell what this is here. So I think this is the screen that I want right here. Yeah, I'm my mind automatically thinks some sort of a plastic. I'm sure it's not plastic. A polymer. Okay, that is really neat. Yeah, I could watch that over and over. It's yeah, and I've also seen recently thinking about 3D printing. Uh, I saw another video a while. This was a while ago, but they were actually using a 3D printer that was basically using a some sort of a concrete material, and they were 3D printing a house out of concrete. So that stuff is pretty complex. Yeah, I just kind of, when you see videos like this, you just kind of wonder what all things that they're printing with that that I have no clue. You probably know, being in that industry, you probably know a lot about the different things that they're printing, materials they're printing with now. Yeah, exactly. So you got to wonder. Now, I'd have to go back and look at that video here because you're right. I mean, you want some sort of a support within that, and I'd like to go back and find that video again to just I guess find out what they were doing as far as the structure on that, the reinforcement, right? Well, yeah. So one, the weight, the height, and could you imagine the complexity of in one story? Maybe I could understand, but I'm just trying to think about the complexity of how you would jig or rig something to go multiple stories, and I'm sure it could be done. I'm by no means an engineer, but I'm sure all that could be done. And I guess the that kind of goes on the quote. Uh, Everything's, how's it said? Everything is not impossible. It's actually a now that you got me thinking about that, I want to quickly pull this up. There's a guy that I follow. Yeah, put it in there. I think I changed my settings recently to where links are allowed to post it. Somebody was trying to post a link on my video, and I told them go ahead post it, and it wouldn't come up. So I think I changed it. Let me let me pull this up here, and I think I see a lot of people on Twitch uh, play videos, and I think you're allowed to do it on Twitch as long as you're adding something to it. So like if you're doing screen and screen and reviewing it, I think you're okay doing that. So I'm gonna watch it and share on the screen here. But before I do, I want to share something. Thinking about the idea of not impossible. I was at a learning uh, conference a couple of years ago, And the one of the keynote speakers, I can't remember his name, but he wrote a book called Not Impossible, and he developed a whole organization and foundation about it. And now his focus is based on feeding the hungry. So he's created a whole new app that where you can feed the hungry based on this app. But really, really cool guy, really cool backstory. In fact, I'm going to try to find it here really quick. Mick Ebeling, that's his name. CEO of Not Impossible Lab. So he developed a whole company based on that. But very interesting backstory on how he got started on the whole idea of not impossible. Let me see if I can find that video here. And then I'm going to pull up this 3D printing video that you got here. Let's see here. I got to find that particular one, and I'm going to share it here. Just a sec. Probably help if I just put his name in there, Mick. So I'm going to share this one video here. I think I'm allowed to do this. Hopefully I don't get kicked off of Twitch for doing this. But, and this is not his.
What advice would I give to people? We have the ability to truly change the world.
This is not his whole story here. There's other videos out here where he talks about this here.
All you need to do is just say, I'm committing to changing that. And then you figure out how the heck you're going to pull it off.
Okay, yeah.
One night happened to show up at a gallery event where I was exposed to an artist named Tempt One.
Mick had a fantastic time. He really loved the community. He just was really intrigued with Tempt.
This incredible artist had Lou Gehrig's disease, he had ALS, and had been lying motionless in a bed for 7 years. He wasn't able to express himself and communicate and draw. And for me, that was that aha moment. We were gonna figure out a way to help Tempt One draw again. I started to just talk to people and network with people. I brought in people from literally 6 different continents, and they descended upon our house.
The whole experience was marvelous. Being in the room, seeing what goes on with prototyping.
Yeah, this is heavy.
With programmers and hackers, total artists in a totally different way, but artists nonetheless.
And eventually, after 2.5 weeks, we finally came up with the iWriter. And with his friends and family and everybody gathered downstairs.
Is he drawing his name?
He's drawing those with his eyes. Tempt drew again. It was just this incredible experience. Shortly after, I received an email from Tempt that said, that was the first time I'd drawn anything for 7 years. I feel like I've been held underwater, and someone finally reached out and pulled my head up. And that was the launch of Not Impossible. One of our core tenets is technology for the sake of humanity. If we can be examples in the things that we're doing and the things that we're changing, what if other people can see that and say, wait a second, I can change my world? And that's where it transitions from just being a company of employees to a movement of people that are doing something way bigger than themselves. If not now, when? And if not you, then who? I'm Mick Ebeling, founder, Not Impossible Labs.
Yeah, so really inspiring guy. I got to hear him. So there are videos out here where he talks about this for a whole hour and how he helped this artist be able to draw or do graffiti again. Really, really cool story. And the other story of the boy out there, I think is somewhere in Africa, and basically 3D printing. So this is the reason why I brought this whole up is because you're in that whole space. And he talks about how they took 3D printers out there in this place in Africa and had to deal with the heat and how finding the right material so that they actually can 3D print uh, prosthetics to for this boy that didn't have an arm, and built it so that he could actually throw a baseball with that. So yeah, really, really good stuff. So I'd recommend you Google Not Impossible Mick Ebeling, and there are other videos out there where he goes more into detail about those things and all the challenges they had, from the issues with the electricity, the availability of electricity and things like that. Sorry, I keep looking at my watch because I do have to kind of prep for my work day here soon. But let's look at this other video here.
Back on Earth, a startup in Los Angeles is reimagining how we could rapidly automate the production of orbital rockets.
So that's a 3D printer? Yes, this is Stargate, which we developed and built ourselves, and it's the largest metal 3D printer in the world.
Why did you call it Stargate?
There's a video game called StarCraft, and Stargate is what you build to warp in spaceships, and so we named it after that, because we're warping in spaceships.
This thing is massive.
Fundamentally, what we're doing is feeding in aluminum wire, and then melting it with a very high power 11 kilowatt laser.
So it's like a big soldering arm.
With a laser, yeah, with a laser. This is the first large part that we made, which was a fuel tank.
I just had to tell you really quick that
Normally getting a tank
I've seen this video here because I watch Vice regularly.
Quality, would take you well over 12 months.
How long did it take you to make this?
It's like 7 days of print time, actually.
7 days?
Now that it's developed, yeah, 7 days, yeah.
If you think about 10 years from now, if your company starts making more and more rockets, what does that mean?
Well, our long-term mission was we want to be the first company to 3D print a rocket on Mars.
So you're 3D printing rockets to send a 3D printer to Mars to 3D print more rockets?
To come back to Earth, yeah. Yeah. With limited time to do something in your life, like why not just do something very ambitious? The idea is it could inspire other people to go after their dreams, much like I was inspired
by StarCraft.
By StarCraft, yeah, by StarCraft.
Since the beginning of time, the act of making something, using tools, is one of the most defining traits of humans.
When people look back on the fourth industrial revolution, what was the enabling technology? It's going to be manufacturing, and it's going to be manufacturing with total freedom.
It's interesting, right? Because science fiction really does predict many times real science. In a way, that's what you're seeing right now, coming full circle. Science fiction becoming science fact.
All right. Yeah, I've seen that video before. That's really cool industry that you're in there. If I didn't have so many other hobbies going on in life, I see all the time advertisements for 3D printing, whether it's a plastic one, things like that. It's something I would like to explore, but boy, I have so many things going on that I don't even have time to do the things that I that I should be doing. That's a really really neat industry that you're in there. So I do have to get going. It is almost 7 o'clock. Got to take care of a couple of things. So I'm going to be doing a leadership series here in a little bit. Pretty much, I believe it or not, I actually do it in the same setting here, other than I, change the whole lighting and everything and try to make it more office environment like, and use this almost kind of the same platform here, but video camera and everything. So this leadership series that I do is actually virtual. So pretty much everybody's connected on cams, and I can see everybody's cams. Yeah. So So as I was explaining earlier, I've started. So I started a series called LEAD. That's an acronym, LEAD, for Leaders Engaged and Dynamic, and it's been a 10-month long series with a different topic that we discuss each month. We started out at the very, very beginning of the year on the topic of trust. Then we moved into other topics like communication, delegation, uh, conflicts. Dealing with workplace conflicts. Um, can't remember all the topics exactly, but we're in our 10th and final month, and now we're on the topic of mentoring. So basically taking all these skills that we've talked about and discussed through the years or through the months. And now, how do we use that to mentor people in our facility? Do you have any one or two people specifically that you are investing additional time to make sure that you have someone that can take your place? So basically, on the idea of succession, because many times in an organization you can't grow in an organization if you're not spending and investing time for someone to take your place. In fact, that's many times something that cripples people's careers is if you are the type that doesn't share ideas or invest in others and teach other people, and you hold everything to yourself, you pretty much paint yourself in a corner that when sometimes promotions or other opportunities come up, well, if you have kept yourself the expert on that particular topic and there's no other one to replace you, well, then you're going to be stuck in those things. So how does mentoring come into place to make sure that you are thinking about the people around you and investing time to make sure that you can trust someone to come into your place so that you can look at other opportunities of growth. So that's our topic this Friday here, and it's our last topic of the year is mentoring. So with that, yeah, it is really cool. I've enjoyed the series myself personally. Just the whole atmosphere we've set of just trying to get people to talk about those in a kind of a close, intimate setting. Get everybody in there. It's more meant to be more of a open discussion, talking about these things, asking questions, and picking the minds of other people, rather than an instructor being at the top and being the expert on the topic and trying to teach it to everyone. Get the people that have succeeded in the organization and making them the center focus, and asking them questions on what did they do to succeed in the organization, what were their failures, how did they succeed, what did they actually think about this thing, and what are the tips and tricks that they can offer to other people to make sure that they're actually focused on these different topics. So really really fun and cool series. I've been enjoying it this whole year. All right, well, I do got to get going. Do appreciate you quote me. Very unusual name, if you don't mind me saying. Um, but I'm gonna always know you as quote me. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining another coffee and chat session, and we'll see you on the next one, maybe Monday, if I don't go stream a game this weekend here. So thank you all. Artifix, thank you too. I didn't know you were still around. You better get to bed, by the way. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you on the next one.